We live. What's up? How was the exam? How was the exam? How was the exam, ladies and gents? So this is it. This is what it was all about. This is the fuss. Let's go see. Is this it? 2026 May June. So everybody's wrapping up their exams about now. We're just gonna jump into the solution. So how are you feeling, people? How are you feeling? I've seen some people saying they cooked. Some people saying January fate. Some people saying good, sir. How is the vibe? This is the curious right now. So right now, it's still early. People ain't reach home yet. This is for people who have data on their phone. And it's still, on the way home, you can take it in. By the time we reach the end, I'm not going to go super fast through it. I'm going to take my time and savor it. I didn't do any of the questions. I did watch and notice that there are no circle theorems. Somebody told me to check for that, and I was like, so I went down to question 9 and I saw no circle theorems. So I didn't do any of the questions yet. You know the scene. I'm waiting on my boy Adapt to jump in as well. Normally, like two or 3 years, he did the paper with me. So when the solutions come out, he normally hops in on the stream. So he'll probably pop in when we reach like question 3 or so. Those of y'all who are watching in the future, this is right after the exam, right? So you can skip ahead maybe a minute or so. I'll start in a while. So what was the mean question? So what questions to look out for? What questions to look out for? The quadratics. So if quadratics pass you all the points but slightly off, you'll lose marks. You'll see. You'll see when I do it. All things on TikTok. Yeah, well, this is it. We're about to do the solution. Black Ninja. You ready? Share up the stream, people. Double tap. Press the mash up that like button. We spend so long on circle terms. Personally, I want to say my views on the circle terms, leaving out thing. My personal view is that circle terms is too heavy of a topic to leave out. It's a big hitter. So they should either make it that it's in or it's out. Or it's in for the paper 2 or out for the paper 2. And then the paper 1, they need to make up their mind. It's not something that fair to leave out of the paper. Because if somebody's preparing for paper 2, circle terms, it takes a lot of time. The average student, it takes some time. So to just leave it out is to like leave out days of work and stress. But I mean, if you're a good math student, you're a good math student. It's not supposed to be a big problem. Let's see. So I have to let you all know, after every paper, no one is pleased. No one is pleased. The questions that I ask myself is it fair? Because no one is pleased after any maths paper. You have to understand that 70% of the Caribbean thereabouts fails the paper. So between 60% to 70% of people fail on average. So despite our best efforts, we have lots of YouTube teachers giving it their all. So we'll see. Are you ready to begin? Should I begin? Are we ready? That's my initial thoughts. Let's go. You all will be pleased to know that I did take a bath. Right, the following numbers correct to one significant figure. So that's 0.4. Are you done yet? Any marks lost yet? To one significant figure. Let's go. You all have to see the answers with me, right? So it's 0.4. Well, if you're looking at one significant figure, you're kind of like drawing that imaginary line right there. So, right there. And it's 5 or more. So we're going to give him a little boost. So 0.4. Don't say that. We get a mark by one significant figure. We'll put this at 4. Just 4. If you put 4.00, it's not necessarily wrong, but it's risky. So just put 4. One significant figure, right? Yeah, just 4. 4 is good. So 0.44. We done cooking already. Hence, estimate the integer value of this. So we want to estimate. So we want to estimate using this. So you're going to say the square root of 1,000 times that's 0.4, right? Because that's what we estimated to. Divided by 4, because that's what we estimate this to be. So 1,000 times 0.4 is 0.4, 4 over 10 of 1,000. That's 400. So the square root of 400 divided by 4, and the square root of 400 is 20. Yeah? So 20 divided by 4. And what you all got for this one? 5, integer value. And 5 is an integer. Cook it! Don't say that 4 marks out the blocks. No, 3 marks. Sorry, 3 marks out the block. So you have 3 marks out the block so far, ladies and gentlemen. Are you 3 out of 3 or are we down bad already? We down bad. And let's see. Yes, part B is going along with CXC's new idea of ratios. I did ratios in one of my short videos recently, so I'm glad to see that. Where they're leaving out a lot of consumer arithmetic and just bringing hardcore ratios and finding for one ideas and unitary methods and stuff like that. Aidan, Brooke, and Keaton share berries in the... Aidan will forever be in these CXC papers. 325. Aidan receives 12 more berries than Brooke. Calculate. This is exactly like what I was saying, right? So the difference, this is the difference method. And I said this was coming. I said, I'll make a compilation of all the things that I said was coming. Maybe if I have time, I'll do it. Let me see if I can make notes of it here. 1B ratios difference. Yeah. So the difference in their shares, is that, okay, Aidan receives 12 more than Brooke. The difference is 3 to 2. 3 minus 2 is equal to 1 share or 1 part. And therefore, 1 share is equal to 12 more berries. So the total, 1 share is equal to 12 berries. So the total parts is equal to 3 and 2 and 5 is 10. 3 plus 2 plus 5 equal 10. So therefore, the total berries would be equal to how much? 10 times the 12. Each share is 12. So that's 10 shares. So 10 times 12 is 120 berries. Another 2 marks in the bag, ladies and gents, is another 2 marks in the bag. So we have 120 there. We have 5 here. We have 0.4 and 4. 120. Niceness. And yes, they're just going straight into percentage. So they're not really doing hardcore consumer arithmetic right now. The hardcore consumer arithmetic of like simple interest and that kind of thing, they're not really hitting that right now. Not simple interest, I want to say like utility bills and that kind of stuff, right? So we'll see. Just percentage increase. You must, so those of y'all who are watching in the future, you must be good in percentage increase. They're really big on that. Blake buys a book which has an original price of 16.4. Calculate how much he pays for the book. All the prices are reduced by 15%. So he pays 100 minus 15 is 85% of original. So that is 85. 85% is 85 over 100 multiplied by 16.40, which is what? 85% or 0.85. The calculator still had stuff from last night on it. 0.85 times 16.40 is 13.94. You all got that? Is that number looking familiar? Let's check back. 13.94. Blake buys a book which has an original price of this amount, and all prices are reduced by 15%. That's the original, so percentage can attack that, so that's your final value. Why a lot of people say no? This was a simple percentage. Yeah? Oh, yeah. So at least get that? You got that? All right. Yes? Yes, Lord, I put that. Yes, Lord. So max. Good. And I was looking good. So let's see. Somebody said the next one is going to be 32 or some kind of thing. So Jude pays, calculate the original price. So this one is different. This one is what most of the Caribbean get wrong, and I was warning against this. So if anybody here from the student hub, we belabored this point over and over. This is a final value. Final value. So you can't attack it with the percentage just so. You have to do an indirect method. This represents 85%. So therefore 0.8, I could say 85. 85% represents that 27.20. This is after the discount. So therefore 1%, finding for 1, there's a few ways to do it, would be equal to 27.2 divided by the 85. and the original price is 100%. So it's not like you could find 15% and add it on. That's not the way to do it. You have to do this method. So I hope everybody was cooking with this. I hope everybody was cooking with this. 27.20 over 85 times 100. Let's see what's going to happen here. 27. Those of y'all who are watching in the future, please go to kerwinspringer.com and revise every last multiple choice that you can. kerwinspringer.com. It's in a really good way. I will. It's done in a really nice way. I'll show you. 32. The person who said 32 is so correct. So this is $32. And you could always verify it back by finding 15% off of this 32, subtracting it, or something like that. Yeah, so that's, I warned against this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Those watching in the future, I warning you again. Percentage increase is big, and every year they bring it, there's a 50% chance that they bring this version where they give you the final value and students think you can find the percentage directly of the final value. Percentages do not attack final values. Percentages do not attack the final values, all right? So don't put it to attack the final values. You have to find how much 1% is. You have to do a find for one method. Let's keep going. Kind of teaching here, going into teacher mode. Given that A is equal to P minus Q over 2R, find the value. Bread and butter. Bread and butter. How many of you all like this one? So there's 580 people on the TikTok right now. They press like, press follow, please. The TikTok, I will do the first section on TikTok, and then invariably I'll have to close it and just do it on YouTube, right? TikTok don't like me. So I decided to treat them with the same way they treat me. Not the TikTok people. The people on TikTok like me. I mean, TikTok itself don't like me doing lives there. So find the value of A. A is equal to P minus Q over 2R. Why did I write it back? I don't know, but 2 minus negative 1 over 2 by 1. This was a piece of cake and ice cream. How much I'll get for this one? You just need to watch out for the signs. So I'm getting 3 over 2, which is the end. That's 3 over 2. If you feel tip of 1.5, that's you. 2 minus negative 1, so 3. And R is there. So, or if you have 1.5, that's cool. Or if you have 1.5, that's cool as well. Yeah, everybody get that? Everybody's supposed to get that one. Nice, everybody, cake and ice cream question. Nice, nice. Express Q in terms of A, P, and R. So they want you to make Q the subject of the formula. So you have A is equal to P minus Q over 2R. And express Q in terms of A, P, and R. So you need to make Q the subject of the formula here. Right? So we're going to bring across the 2R. So that's the first thing that I think will happen. Bring across that 2R like this. 2R is equal to P minus Q. You understand? The 2R came across. Then the next thing I want to do is bring across that P. So the P is adding on here. So it's a little tricky in that some students think you need to subtract because this is a subtract sign, or they mess up this part. So watch out for this part. So you'll have 2RA hearing strange noises. Hearing strange noises. I can't go through that shame. shame. Minus Q. Yeah, so you all went through with that so far. So far looking like what you did. The whole problem is this negative sign here. So a quick thing to do is to bring across this and then bring across everybody. So the signs will switch. So you'll get P minus 2RA. So that's the answer there. That's a little bit of ninja maths take place there. So I hope you all was able to decipher that bit. Or you can multiply both sides by -1 and the signs will switch. This will become negative, this will become positive. Yeah, you had to get rid of the negative Q. You had to get rid of the negative Q. If you have brackets, that's fine. Or it depends on where you put the brackets. So. Good? Are we cooking? I'll press like, share the link. Everybody on TikTok, or 200 people on YouTube and going up to 600 people on TikTok. TikTok is winning this wrongs way. Cool. In the triangle, wait, let me just make sure nothing was left out. So far, rating the exam, so far it is on a slightly easier level than normal. I know you don't like me to say this, but I had to be fair. So far, nothing is wrong with the exam in that The only thing I wouldn't do is that they leave out too much core topics in consumer arithmetic, so it's not well tested. They really hold it onto that percentage increase. But okay. Then they go on to this. Remember I told you all this was coming? Another one that I said is coming. Geometry and algebra. They bring it in number 2. Geometry and algebra. It's a new trend. It's a high trend. Okay, and once again, they want you to form a quadratic equation. So most likely it's using the area of the triangle, yes, EFG, and you equate it. Yeah, so normal thing. I think I did a question like this with my class. I made up one like this. So 2x plus 3x plus 5, and the perpendicular height from F is, yeah, so no new friends here. Everything is given. So the area of the triangle is equal to base by height divided by 2. So we can do this as 2x plus 3, that's the base, by the height, x plus 5 divided by 2. So let's bring you over here. And what they're saying is that this is actually equal to 50. So it means it's actually equal to, if I get rid of the 2 here, it's equal to 100. So far, so good. So far, so good. You substitute the base, and the height. Yeah? And you divide by 2 and you equate it to 50. You're GG so far. So far, we're GG, ladies and gents. So therefore, I will expand this one time. So I'll get 2x squared. I'm expanding the numerator. 2x by 5, I get 10x. 3 by x, I get 3x. And 3 by 5, I get 50. Now it's a show that question. Show that questions are notorious because they actually show you the answer is equal to, and the 2 comes up to meet the 50, so I get 100. So that's my plan. That was my plan there. And if you write the answer right after that, you're supposed to get the full marks. If you write the answer, like literally just write this line after that, you'll get the full marks. But let's show how it happens. So 2x squared, 10 and 3 is 13x, and 15, and you bring across the 100. So this is plus 15 minus the 100 is equal to 0. So in the end, you will get 2x squared plus 13x minus 85 is equal to 0. That is a QED. And we cooking. How was that question for you? How was that for you? How was that for you? Y'all want faster? Y'all don't want to learn no maths right now. We just want answers. I try to help people in the future at the same time. Find the value of x given your answer corrected 2 decimal places. Show all working. So in other words, they want us to take this answer from before now and solve it. So you have 2 by that, whatever. So you could either use the quadratic formula or you could figure out what 2 by 85 is. Yuck. And see what could happen. So 2 by 8, 2 8s are 16, 2 by 85 will be 170. I'm trying to get something to reach all the way up to 170 by 170. I need the factors for 170. I'm looking too good, I'm looking too good. I feel I would have just used my calculator. What you would I do? Negative 170. 2 numbers close, 17 times 10. 17 times 10, how about 9? 5, this gets split. It's not looking pretty at all. 5 2s, no. So what you do, use the quadratic, and this is the 2 decimal places. So it seems like they use the quadratic formula. Once again, they're going to pull out the quadratic formula. What you all did for this question? Did you all use the quadratic equation? Because it seems like it's a quadratic equation. The giveaway is that you have to use 2 decimal places here, correct? 2 decimal places. So in the future, learn that. Now, I used to say that quadratic formula never comes. I used to say like 2-3 years ago. Now it's coming all the time. Somebody in CXC hear that and they decide, I love quadratic formulas. I'm going to start to bring this thing. So the quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And of course, the next thing you could do is just put it in your calculator. For those of you all who learned with me, you all know how to solve this in your calculator. There's a way to do it on the Casio that I recommend. So you just put in the variables, the coefficients, sorry, minus 85, and the calculator will give you the values of x. So you get negative 10.53, which is irrelevant, 4.03. 4.03 is the answer that you're looking for. Anybody got 4.03? So let's see. This is going to be equal to minus 13 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 13 squared, minus 4 by 2 by negative 85. Brilliant. All over 2 by 2. So because I realized that it was bringing the quadratic formula, and I know CXC disgusting with itself, I secretly prepped my students for a lot of quadratic formulas, right? I told them that they brought the quadratic formula recently, so make sure you know how to do your quadratic formula. So, and that answer turns out, when you plug that in your calculator, it turns out to be 4.03. Now, you get two answers actually, right? You get x is equal to negative 10 point something, and or x is equal to 4.03. The negative answer is ignored. Negative 10.5, how much? 2 decimal is 5.53. This is invalid because it's negative and it's a geometric object. So it's a triangle. You can't get a negative value of x, can you? No, you can't. So what I want you to do, we'll find the value of x straight up. X, they didn't ask for the height or anything. So x is equal to this centimeters. Y'all got that? So this, if it had come last year, I'd have say it on the harder side, but because if it didn't come last year, I'd say it would be on the harder side, but because they brought quadratic formula already, we realize that somebody like quadratic formula, it's not new, it's not brand new. So that one is, if anybody did last year's past papers, they would know that they're bringing this quadratic formula thing. So you'd have prepped for it. All right, and I warned you all about this algebra and geometry trend. Determine the sine of v. So we go into the SOHCAHTOA Pythagoras theorem part of the paper. Now this is geometry. Geometry. Ready? Right, so determine sine v. Just taking any comments. Sine v. Now the right angle is over here. So you know it must be a right angle triangle since it's question 3. Very rare that they'll bring anything other than right angle triangles in these early questions. Sine v. Sine v means opposite over hypotenuse. So this is the opposite over the hypotenuse. So it's a straight up question. And they want you to get the value of sine v, not v, just sine v. So this is equal to 8 over 12, which is equal to 4 could go into both of them, 2/3, and that's the end. That's the end right there. Yeah, that's all you need to do. You don't need to go and find the inverse, 1 mark. And the length JM. So is that a 3, 4, 5 triangle? So is this 6? That's supposed to be 6. You all got 6 for that? 6 centimeters. I hope there's no shame happening here. No shame. I've seen somebody writing shame. Well, Meliodas. That's from 7 Deadly Sins. Meliodas, so whatever your name is. I hope you're not no shame, bro. The length JM. So that's don't get tired how they draw the triangle like this. That's the 3, 4, 5 triangle, right? So you use Pythagoras theorem. You could use it, or you could just spot it and see it. Pythagoras theorem is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So 12 squared is equal to 8 squared plus jm squared. If we want to work out jm there. So 12 squared is 144 minus, what is 8 squared? 64. So oh no, it's not a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Sorry, it's not 6. My bad. That's not 15. All right, so 144 minus 64 is equal to GM squared. So 144 minus 64, let's see. 144, come out of that, my brother, come out of that. Back to normal. 144 minus 64. 144 minus 64. Why am I doing this? This is 80. I knew that in my mind. I was checking it in my mind just now. Is equal to GM squared. I enter in a slow mode here, but so GM is equal to the square root of 80. They want any answers in significant figures or anything. I ain't like what GM given me here. Now. Finally, could I go with a nice whole number? Now. Finally, they get 8.94 equal 8.94 to 3 significant figures. I like this one. I like that they give you a kind of weighed up number like this, and they didn't instruct you. So this is one that I too like, but it's not totally bad. Do we have any surds in this? 4 is in this. So if you want like a surd format, but surds are not or 16 are not a big thing in 80 divided by 16. You guys are waiting on adapter popping here. Yeah, so this is 5 square root of 5 by 16. So some people may have had this like 4 root 5 centimeters. That's fair as well if you had that. 4 root 5 centimeters. Anybody had that? Hey, you there? Add up, the popping on the link, why? Because well the TikTok people ain't get here. I'd come off a TikTok just now. How are you looking? So some people have this. This is what your calculator will give you. That's fair as well. That's a surd format. 2/3. All right, we're going. The angle MKL. What angle is that? MKL. So assuming that this is a straight line, I'll just need to get this angle here and just subtract from 180. The rel went full 100 on this way. This is a little unorthodox that they go so hard on this kind of question. It's a little unorthodox. So we have to get this angle, let's call it theta, and this is the adjacent, and this is the hypotenuse. A little sketch to see what's going on here, but that's what it is. So the cos of theta in our diagram is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Cos of theta is equal to, what is it, 8 over 12. So theta is equal to the cos inverse of 8 over 12, which is cos inverse of 8 over 12. Cos inverse of 8 over, seeing Chris popping in there, 12. Chris, the paper so far it ain't too bad enough. It's in too bad so far. Let me see if I can get this man to come in here just now, Chris. I just need to put on this one side of headphones. Chris is from adaptation, people. Chris, what going on? You on the move?
I in the car still, boy.
You bring this man to hear all this maths, boy?
Yeah, boy. He's a budding guy. Yeah.
All right. So
I just pop in to say hi because I need some more time to get back home, but I mean I will keep it back. So but I must say, but it really had no circle theorem on the paper again.
Right, I didn't see any circle theorem on the paper. So far they're doing this thing where they're not bringing any material in consumer arithmetic. Like it just dry now, just percentage increase. Tada ratio, they will bring in. Yes, normal significant figures, percentage increase thing. Question 2 was all right. Hey, what's up, young Chris? Question 2 was all right.
Question. I bring a triangle again, but and to form a quadratic based on the triangle.
Right. So you remember this and with the quadratic formula. So I was telling them this is a kind of repeated idea, but some people was balling for this. So, but this is a repeated idea, guys. This came a couple years ago. And then they
You know,
go in.
ever since the 2020 started and a little before, that's a consistent trend, especially in
Right.
question 2. They combining geometry with algebra.
Oh my gosh, I just write that down. It right here in that paper. Geometry and algebra. I real one about that one. And then they go in full 100 in this Suka to a Pythagoras theorem thing here.
Let's see. I've seen some parallel lines. We have some z angles.
Somebody say I do part 1 wrong. Let me see. Part 1 is the angle. Determine sine
and
V.
over 12.
Yeah, that's it. They didn't ask for V.
Now, I think your label, hold on, just now. I see it labeled as adjacent, but that's relative to the theta.
No, that's for the other angle. Yeah.
All right, cool. Gotcha.
This is so this is the opposite over the hypotenuse up. Over and there's only one mark too. So they didn't actually want V. They just want sine V. Even though they see in the degrees here and think that I need to work out the degrees. No. If they wanted V, they'd have asked for V.
Yeah, that's it.
So this is sine V. They just want 2/3. That's just a tricky question. It's a little subtle.
Yeah, that's 12 squared minus 8 squared. Yeah, 8.94, yeah. Almost 9.
And MKL, I not reach MKL here. So
MKL? All right.
Yeah, so cos inverse of that, I think I just write it actually when you copy. 48.2 degrees. And then they want you to construct a trapezium for this one. So I'll just kind of trapezium. So they went full 100 in this question. We learned some construction last night, so I hope people was able to pull out this. What kind of degrees? 60? Yeah, nice. 60. So very nice. So I'll do this one just now. Let's just skim the paper and you can bust out. Let me just take a quick look of the paper and then I'll do the solutions afterwards, right? The coordinates of A and B are so normal coordinate geometry, nothing like they bring collinear here though. They bring collinear in question 4. We was doing that last night. Number 5, Chris tap out. Number 5, like his son press the thing. Number 5 is normal frequency. So let me just start, but let me just continue, guys. Let's just continue since Chris tap out. Construct the, let's see if I can get the scribbler up. Scribbler dibbler. See if I can get the scribbler up. Scribbler. Boom. So go and do this construction. See if I can get this construction done. All right, clear this page, reset notebook. That's from last night. I should have go through and show you all that we are doing a whole bunch of that construction thing last night. So let's bring this up over here. And what are we to do? 9, 5. So you need a sketch. We need the sketch. WXYZ, WXXY, trapezium. That's not a parallelogram. Why? Let's try this. WXY. So this has to be 60. WXY. This is 60. Z. This is 3. This comes back down here. W, X, and Y, Z are parallel. Good. Everybody locked in. So your trapezium come out like this. Of course, it could come out the other way around, flipped mirror too. But this is basically what we want. So I want this 9, I want this 3, and I want this XY 5. So that's my sketch. That's my sketch. How are we looking? So I'm looking for a 9. A 9. I'll put a dash by the 0, dash by the 9, just like how I show you all. Then I want to construct a 60 going this way. Make this a little smaller. Boom. Come here. Boom. That's my 60. And from this to this, this should be 5. This should measure 5. So what I'll do is open this out to 5. 5, bang. Bring this up here. Let's lock this. Move that so that dash is on 5 now. And I want 3 one time. So let's just get this 3 one time. Unlock this. 3. 3 looks like about, I'll go a little more since I want a little more there. That's 3. Lock this. Come here. Now you could also have measured this, but I told you we try to this needs to be parallel. So you use your set square and make sure it's parallel. Too low. Too low. How are we looking? That's what you should have. And now we can darken. I can darken everything. From here to there. Nope. From here to here. Don't know why you're trying to tackle that. Here to there. There to here. There to here. This is how the trapezium come out looking. How is the angle not 90? Because they said it was 60. What is it? 60? Why you want it to be 90? Why you want something to be 90? This is 9, this is 5, this is 3, this is 60. Everybody get this? Nice. I've seen a lot of people saying yes on TikTok and YouTube. So, and then you put your labels. Boom. That's 3 centimeters. This is 60 degrees. This is how much hours? I forget. 9 centimeters. That's supposed to be straight lines. They're kind of just speeding up here. And this is 5 centimeters. And this is W, X, Y, Z. W, X, Y, and Z. And you're cooking. All right, so did I finish up this question? Oh yeah, I got distracted with Chris. So this was 46. This was 48.2. That's not the final answer. So therefore, MKL is equal to 180 minus 48.2. So that's what, 132.8? 131.8. 131.8. And we're cooking. Guys, I forgot to subtract. Yeah. I'm seeing somebody saying that in the chat. So that was there. I did this. So I'm take a screenshot of it. I don't like how my dimension lines looking, but you catch the eye there, right? The dimension line supposed to be straight too, but that's speeding up. Nice, Judy. The dimension lines just need to be straight. So far, so good. Oh, you can't hear. Let me just take this out. Are you hearing me better now? TikTok? TikTok, are you hearing me better now? Should be good. Should be good again. I don't know what happened just now. Ooh, the microphone. Switch. My microphone on the ground right now, TikTok. Let me see if I can pick it up for you. Check. TikTok, are you hearing me better? TikTok, are you supposed to be hearing me better there now? 1 second, guys. I just sorting out my TikTok areas. Even better now. Even better now. Good. And what about here? Y'all should be good here. All right, good. All right, so we're going to push forward. That's that. Number 4. So that was the end of that. Number 3 was the hardest question so far. I would read number 3 on more difficult days level. Number 4, the coordinates of A and B are -3, -4, and blah, 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 2, 6 respectively. For the line segment, AB determine the midpoint. M. Well, there's a free mark there. That's just midpoint, right? Midpoint is add, divide, add, divide. We actually did this as early as yesterday, as late as yesterday. So they call this x1, x2, y1, y2. So you have -3 plus 2 divided by 2, comma, -4 plus 6 divided by 2. So what you'll get for this? This one was 3 marks, right? A half, comma, 1. A half, comma, 1. 2 over 2 is 1. Are we cooking? Are we cooking? Then the gradient m. So m is going to be equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And these are the coordinates. So let's not make sure I'm using the right thing. A, B, yes. So you're going to say 6 minus -4 over -3. Okay, sorry. 2 minus -3. So 6 minus -4, 2 minus -3. So I'm ending up with 10 over 5. 2. Gradient is 2. This should be a -1/2. -3 plus 2 is -1. So that's -1/2. Let's not make any mistakes there. So this is -1/2, 1. And this is 6 plus 4, 10. 2 plus 3, 5, 2. You all got these? Hey, I seen Malik. One of the Maliks pop in. How are we going? So this was 3 marks here, boy. This was not a question to leave out, right? This is joy and happiness. So question 4 start off remarkably easy with no tricks, just a straight formula. Straight formula. If you get it wrong, you didn't revise at all. Or maybe you made a mistake with the sign. Equation of its perpendicular bisector. This is the normal thing. So this is normal. So they're giving you a little ease up here. Equation of the perpendicular bisector means you need to find the reverse, the gradient m2 is equal to 1 over m1, the negative reciprocal. So m2 will be -1/2, right? -1 over 2 is -1/2. That's it. And you need to find the midpoint, which you already have. The midpoint is what was the midpoint? -1/2, 1. So those are they made you do this. They didn't say hence. They should have said hence for this question. So if you leave out this, you leave out marks. You leave out 3 marks. There's midpoint, gradient, and perpendicular bisector. That's literally the most common things for coordinate geometry. Midpoint, gradient, perpendicular bisector. So these are what you start off with. And you need to form the equation of the line. So there's 2 ways that people do this. They usually use the y equal mx plus c method, or they use the y minus y1 method, the formula. So let's just use the formula for kicks. X minus x1. You could, most of you all have found c, which is the same thing. Y minus 1 -1/2 into x minus -1/2. Yes? Cool. So y minus 1 minus 1/2 x minus 1/2 by +1/2 is minus 1/4. Bring across the 1. So you get y is equal to -1/2 x. If you bring across the 1, it turns to +1. So you get +3/4 at the end of the day. And that's your equation there. Of course, you can multiply it out by 4 if you're feeling like that. When you bring across, this is +1. 1 minus 1/4 is 3/4. How many of you all got this? Good stuff. Good stuff. So this one wasn't too bad. Question 3 was probably the worst so far. Nothing scary in the paper here. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. Another point Z has coordinates -5, -8. Show that A, B, and Z are collinear. A, B. Who is B? A, B, and Z. Okay, these are A and B. So one is -3, 4. One is 2, 6. And one is -5, -8. So you could go ahead and do the whole vector method for this, but there's a faster way to do this since you're in this part of the paper. A, B, and Z. Am I getting these coordinates correct? Because we have the equation of the line AB already, do we? So, we have the gradient. We have the gradient of the line between A and B. So all we need to do is show that they have this same. We need to show that they lie on the same line. Collinear means lie on the same line. Lie on the same line. So I could show that they form a vector, scalar factor and all of that, but that's an overkill for this question. That will take too long. The best thing to do is just find the equation of the line AB and substitute in Z in it and show that it works. That's the common thing for the common way to solve it if it's coordinate geometry. So equation of AB is going to be y minus y1. Let's do back this thing, equal m into x minus x1. So this is y minus, let's just use 2 and 6, right? Minus 6. And remember, m was 2, x minus 2. So this is y is equal to 2x minus 4, bring across the 6, plus 6. So y is equal to 2x plus 2. So this is the equation of the line here. This is the equation of the line. And we're going to use that equation of the line and substitute z in this and see if it works. Let's just double check that we made no mistakes with the equation of the line. -6 minus 2, 2x is the gradient. So great. So substitute z, -5, -8, and we'll get -8 is equal to 2 into -5 plus 2. So this is -8 is equal to -10 plus 2. -8 is equal to -8. So QED, Z is on the line as well. So Z is on the line as well. Therefore, A, B, and Z are collinear. All right, so that's how you show collinearity if you have coordinate geometry. The way how they phrase it here is a little different, but this is something that you do all the time. This is something that you do all the time, like test if a point is on a line. We test if a point is on a line all the time. So how are we going? This was probably the most tricky-ish question so far, this piece here. So I'm not too sure how many people would have got that one out. If you use the vector method, it will take some time. Number 5, the frequency table below shows the number of goals scored. If the mean number of goals is 2.2, determine the value of K. This is the number of matches. Oh, how much marks for this? Ooh. Anybody got on this question? Anybody got on this question? This one is spicy. This one is a reverse. They're doing real reversals here, boy. So remember that the mean in these types of things is, okay, this is your x, this is your f. The mean is the sum of all the fx divided by the sum of all the f. We were doing that last night, right? But they give you the mean this time. So let's go find the sum of all number of matches. This is intriguing. This is intriguing. What we gonna do, boy? Is there a faster, neater way to do this? All right, let's put 2.2. It reminded me of a question in essay. 2.2 is equal to the sum of all the f of x. It's going to be 0 by 3. I'm just writing it out for kicks. 1 by 10. 2 by k. 3 by 15. 4 by 4. And 5 by 3. So they give you not too bad numbers. You can work it out mentally. 0 plus 10 plus 2k plus 3 by 15 is 45 plus 16 plus 15, which is 15 and 45 is 60, 76, 86. 2k plus 86. And just double check that. 10, 45 and 15 is 60, 70, 86. So 2k plus 86. And the sum of all the frequencies is 3 plus 4, 7, 22, 32, 35. 35. Did they say anything about 35 early on? Well, it's 35. Well, 35 plus k. 35 plus k. So 2.2 is equal to 2k plus 86 over 35 plus k. Class, anybody went and do this? So yeah, this sneaking algebra and the statistics, boy. Maths, boy. Maths, boy. They're sneaking the algebra and the statistics. Now we did the mean, but we didn't do it backwards. So they brought it backwards, where they give you the mean, and they have you work it out, and then remember I did this last night. You have to multiply these things down to get the sum of fx over the sum of f. So I wonder if anybody was able to figure out this one. Anyhow, if you divide 25 by 5, that's a big common error, right? Don't do that. So 2.2 times 35 plus k. This paper going to be used by teachers a lot to analyze a whole bunch of lessons. So 2.2 by 35, I'm not thinking what to do with that right now. 2.2 times 35, 77. Yeah, that makes sense. 77 plus 2.2k is equal to 2k plus 86. If I bring across that, I'll get 2.2 minus 2, which is 0.2k. I kind of doing that fast. And if I bring across the 77, I'll get 9. So 0.2k is 9. So k is equal to 9 divided by 0.2, which is 45. K is equal to 45. Let's see. It's 45. That's a really big answer. Very suspicious about that answer. Very suspicious. Let's plug it in here and see if it makes sense. 45, 2 by 45 is 90. 90 plus 86. 90 plus 86 divided by is 90 plus 86, sorry. 176 divided by 45 and 35. That's 45 and 35 I get, right? Divided by 80. 2.2. It does work. So yeah, k is equal to 45. Wow, that was a very interesting question. This is the most interesting question in the paper. Like the newest question in the paper so far. This one. This is the newest look. There hasn't been a question where they did it in reverse like this. Never. So that's a new style. New style. You have a new style, what we call it. Alright, so teacher Joy recorded the time. Yeah, it's 3:45 was suspect. You're supposed to test it out and see. Teacher Joy recorded the time taken for 60 students in her math club. So cumulative frequency come as usual. Blah, blah, blah. Determine the probability that a student chosen at random will take at least 42 seconds. So normal thing. So this is normal, 42. What is that? What is that? Anyhow, 42. This is 50, eh? So that's not 42 here. This one is 42. Hit the graph, come straight across, you get 15. Everybody seen that? So at least 15 people. So at least 42 seconds. So at least 42 means more than 42. Yes, at least. So at least 42 means more than 42 seconds. So the amount of people more than 42 seconds would be 60 minus the 15, which will be equal to 45 persons. 45 persons are at least 42 seconds. Let's see. That's a weird thing to say, though. At least 42 seconds to complete a 12-piece jigsaw. I'm kind of back to front how they have you thinking there. Yeah, boy, at least 42. So there's 15 people on the 42 mark. So subtract from the 60 students and you get 45 persons, and you want the probability. So the probability is the number of desired over the total possible. So it's going to be 45 over 60. So you'll get 3/4. This one wasn't bad. So TikTok, they're about to shut me down. You know how the thing is go. They're about to shut me down. So you'll just hop over on the YouTube, right? If you all want to get your study solution, I'll push it out on the YouTube here. You know how the thing is go, TikTok. TikTok, follow over on the YouTube, my YouTube page. I hate to be dragging puzzle and all kind of ridiculousness this I do, you know, on TikTok. So yeah, 3/4 or 0.75 or 75%, of course, right? So any one of these would work. But probability can be a fraction, a percentage, or a decimal. Where are we? Did we answer the questions properly? Good. Determine the semi-interquartile range of time taken by 40 students to complete the puzzle. So Q1 is the n plus 1 divided by 4 term. And if there's 60 plus 1 divided by 4 is approximately 15 and a little scrums, 15.25 term, which we already established is about 45, approximately 15. And Q3 is we did this last night. So the entire question we mash up. Everybody's supposed to mash up the statistics, strangely enough. It'll be 3/4. So it's going to be 3/4 of 61, 60 plus 1. And that would be what, 45.75. 61. This calculator really annoying me, but 61 times 3. 45.75, yeah? The 45.75th term. So you're going to find 46 on this thing and draw it across. 45, 46 will be somewhere around here. So you want to have a dotted line here. That's a Q3. Q1 is pretty much that same thing. Pretty much the same thing there. So if you have that, that's fair. And this is 64, 66, 68, yeah, 64. And what was this? This was 42, 64 minus 42. 15 terms, so this was 42 and this was 64. So IQR, semi-IQR is Q3 minus Q1 over 2. So 64 minus 42 over 2. 12 over 2, 6. Or 22 over 2, 11. 22 over 2, 11. How many of you all got 11? What is it? Is this years? What was this? Pieces? Seconds? Hold on. Seconds, yeah. Seconds. How much y'all get for that one? It's 11 seconds. 11 seconds. 11 point something, approximately 11 seconds. Maybe I had this value slightly different. I kind of just hit them that value one time for Q1 and Q3. 10.5 go up to. So probably anything between 10.5 to maybe 11.5 is fair. Complete the table below. What is this? Oh, yeah, I was warning you all about this. Another thing I was warning about, they're going to make you back work the cumulative frequency. Is this that? Oh, no, this is not that. But they're making you back work frequency, FX thing. So there are 13 students here. Yeah, you still have to backwork. You still have to get these values. Still have to get these values. So by what it's saying is by 40.5 we had 13. Is that true? Let's go check. 40.5 we have 13. That's true. And by 60.5, how much we had? 60.5, we had approximately 41. Let's say 41. I'm going to say approximately 41. So that's 41 minus 13 for the second interval. 41 minus 13. 28. So this should be 28. We'll see how we go in when we add up everything and see if it makes sense. Because I want to work out this one. 80.5. 80.5. What we had? 80.5 we had up to maybe from the graph 50. Oh, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. 57. 57. So we get 57 total. But I'll need to minus the 28. Oh, 57 makes sense because it's 3, right? The 3 up. Yeah, that makes sense. 57 minus 28 plus 13. 57 minus 28 plus 13. Is 41. So 16. 16. So if somebody have 27 and 17, I wouldn't get them it wrong. 27 and 17 fair as well. What I got 41. Let me see. 41 for the second interval. The second interval is 60.5. 60.5 would be just a little smooch. Or you'll just put 40 and done. You'll just put 40 and done. 41.40. 41.40. So if you put 40, you'll get what? 29? Or you'll put 42? I don't know. I like my answer. 29.15 not sounding bad, but 27.17, y'all put 42 for 50.5, 60.5, 60.5. This is 62, eh? So 60.5 is like a quarter way past this, not halfway, a quarter. So if you do a quarter, a halfway, you'll get 41. So getting 42. 42 is suspicious. 42. I like my answer. Even my answer a little high. So I don't like the 27. I think 29.15 might be more acceptable. I don't know if they'll get it wrong. I wouldn't go out on a limb. So the 29.15 is more acceptable. Definitely not 25. Definitely not 25. And then what you need to do is multiply it out. So what we have? 28 times 50.5 is 1414. 1414. I don't think it's the end of the world if you put 27.17. It's just a little suspicious to me. And then 16 times 70.5. Then we could also check it back here. We'll see. Oh no, they don't have us there. Maybe the other part of the question have a way to check it back. 70. Why I can't get these things to press? And why it making a noise if it's not pressing? 1128. 1128. So those are my values there. Not the end of the world. Or that's the end of the question there. I do 26.17 is wrong because it needs to add up. This needs to add up to 660. or something like that. So make sure it adds up to 60. Let me just make sure 3, yeah, 1 extra here. This one adds up. So it needs to add up to 60, right? So that the sum of f needs to add up to 60. So that's one thing you need to watch out for. 2618 seems too far-fetched. 2618 is too far-fetched. So anything 27, 17, and 2915. I like the 2915 more than the 27 though. 28 feel like the best bet though. Number 6. We're taking me time on this, but we're going through this paper. I find it cool. A recipe. Just let me close up this dicta. A recipe for making 20 bite-sized cookies use 175 grams of flour, blah, 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 blah. Write in its simplest form the ratio. Question 6, measurement. What? What? So this is a special here. Who making up these papers, right? So they throw out any diagram from measurement and volume and thing and just use pure ratio, pure. That's the only thing that they're doing with measurement, the grams. That's crazy. So write in its simplest form, the ratio of flour to butter to sugar. Wow, this is crazy. So you have 175 to 125 to 75. 75 are going to 25 are going to everybody here. Grams, I just checking to see everybody in grams. Flour, butter, sugar, cool. No other tricks. So 25 are going to this 4 plus 3 is 7. 5, 3. So 753, okay. 2 marks. Normally I had to work harder for the marks than that in measurement, but fine. Fine. Yeah. So if I have to if I have to guess, this question is seeming man-made. It's seeming determine the amount of flour, butter, and sugar needed to make 52 such cookies. It's not given measurement. Man love his work. It's given ChatGPT love his work. Determine the amount of flour, butter, and sugar needed to make 52 such cookies, right? A recipe for making 20 is this. So I divided by what to get down to this? 25. $52. All right, let's just do it simple. So if 20 cookies represent this ratio, 175, 125, 75 in terms of flour, butter, sugar, one cookie finding for one now, which is consumer arithmetic. This is a consumer arithmetic question. This is a question 1. What are they doing bringing in this here? And they're not even doing any measurement stuff. They're doing ratios. This is given ChatGPT. I don't like this question at all. Not that I don't like the question itself. It's just badly done in the exam. So this is the first failure question. Divided by 20. I'm just going to put it divided by 20. I don't need to work it out. 175 divided by 20. 125 divided by 20. 75 divided by 20. And then how much cookies they want? 52. So therefore, 52 cookies. 52 cookies is going to be 175 over 20 times 52. 125 over 20 times 52. 75 over 20 times 52. Whatever those numbers are. So 175. I wish I had a good calculator here, boy. I have a good calculator here, fighting for my life with this calculator. Oh gosh. And you see me laboring in the vineyard here. I wish I could have just pressed something here. These children of mine always picking up my calculator and going with it, man. Become a father, they said. And we multiply by 52. I'm feeling like if I using a sharp, 455. 455 and 125. 125 divided by 20 times 52. 325. and 75 divided by 20 times 52, 195. One of my teachers, them calling us. So I'm just see what's going on here. You all get this? Hello? Hi. The cookies are made and sold in packs of 12. A bag of flour contains 12 point. 12, some of these answers cracking me up. 12.65 kilograms of flour. Using this information, complete the statement below. Wow. One bag of flour makes a maximum of something packs of cookies, the amount of flour left over. Wow. This question is for SEA. Like a SEA student will do good with this question. A SEA student, primary school, but like secondary school students don't have ratios this expanding. Measurement, man, what going on? You let them do this to you by measurement, man, boy. This is what you let them do to your question that you work so many years to develop. Sold in packs of 12. All right, packs of 12 and a bag of flour. So we're looking at the flour. We're looking at the flour and it's kilograms. So this is the only little piece of little measurement you get to squeeze in here with the kilograms. So 12.65 kg is equal to 12650 grams. So that's the only little piece of measurement in the entire question. Like traditional measurement part of it. The other ratio thing, that's more consumer arithmetic, man, measurement. You let them bully you there, boy, dog boy. You let me down bad there, boy, measurement, boy. Cookies are made and sold in packs of 12. What am I saying? 12. One cookie is 17520 grams flour. Parts, grams. Right, yeah. So one cookie is equal to 175 divided by 20 grams flour. So 12 cookies is equal to 17520 times 12. We could work this out. We could work this out for you. Feeling real sorry for measurement man. I sure he real mad right now. Imagine measurement man sending the question and this get pick. Imagine you make a monster question and they take this instead by measurement man. Yeah, I tell you, you're not supposed to be working for these people, but no. Just now. 175 divided by 20. This is what I get just now? Oh, good. 175 divided by 20 times 12. I hate this calculator. It's official. 105. 105 grams. 105 grams. Good. That's for 12 cookies. So let's see how many grams we get, how many packs. So packs, is packs they use? Yeah, packs. It's going to be 12650 divided by 105. And then we need a little remainder. This calculator don't give me a remainder, but I hate this calculator. 2650 divided by 105. 120. So 120 packs. And 120 times 105. 120 times 105, 1800. Oh, 105, 12,600. So 120 packs, and the remainder is going to be 12650 minus 12600 50 grams, 50 grams. At the end of that. Measurement man, yeah, they play boy, brother boy. Embarrassing things they how you doing out here. Look what they how you doing. Pack of flour. From volume of cylinder to pack of flour. Shame. Shame, 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 shame. All right, yeah, this was a terrible question. This was bad CXE, bad pedagogy. Because look how much time you have ratio in the same exam. Very poor. So the diagram below shows part of a number chart. Chat GPT question. The numbers on the chart follow various patterns. Study the patterns and what is this? This is number 7. What number should be placed in? All right. Okay. Column 1, row 9. So they're trying to get row 9. So space row 9. Okay. Column 1. So this is 7, 7, 14. 7 times tables. Okay. Free math. So 9 7. So not too bad. 9 sevens. 9 times 7 is 63. Gotta get 63. 63. Cool. What are they doing after this? 7, 9, 11, 14. Also, you could base everything off that is 7. Even. So you're going up in evens, even odds, and evens. Safe. Safe. This question, safe. The following diagram represents a row. So I don't even need to do any kind of working here. I just need to go backwards by 2. So 6, 5, 1. And then I need to figure out what divided by 7. 6, 5, 1 divided by 7. 6, 5, 1 divided by 7. 7 will go into this 9 times, remain 2. 7 will go into that 3 times, 93. You get 93. Your row number is 93. 6, 5, 1, and this one will be 6, 5, 5. 6, 5, 5. Not too bad. One of the fastest cleanups here, boy. 1, 2, 3. No, it have more to this question because there's now 1, 2, 3. And the explanation, explain how which row would contain the, oh, there's a different question altogether. 942. Which row would contain the number 942? 942 is even. So firstly, 942 is even. So I want to see how much times 7 can go into this. I'll know whether it have a remainder or not, right? So I'm going to divide by 7. 942 divided by 7 is 134. So 134. Let's see how much remainder I get. 134. 134 times 7, 938. 938. 7 get 134. Let's write it in shorthand. 134 times 7 is equal to 938. So therefore, row is 134, column 1 is 938, column 2 is 940, and column 3 is 942. And that's where our mystery guy is. So we divide by 7, got 134. 134 times 7 is 938. 938 will be the first row. Multiply by 7. Go if you're going backwards, you divide by 7. So if you have this on your paper, you done clean up the marks there already. Cool, let's move forward. They try to avoid the end formula, the end term here, but it's still it's still n-ish in that you're just multiplying by 7. It wasn't bad. It's based on what we are accustomed doing. And look, they give you a next one with the end term here. So 1, 3, 5, 7 odd numbers. So this is 2n minus 1. 2n minus 1. 2 by 8. Yeah, 2n minus 1. Number of sticks. 3, 7. It's going up by 4. So this is 4n minus 1. 4 by 4 is 16 minus 1. So 3 marks, man. And this is the dots here. So it's going up by 2. So this is 2n plus 1. 2n plus 1. 2, 4. Right? Some nice marks. 3 marks. 3 clean marks in the paper there. So use your answers in B to show the difference between the number of equilateral triangles and the number of dots will always be 2. So when you want to substitute for this. So difference between the number of equilateral triangle and the number of dots. So this is the difference. They kind of stated where they say the number of equilateral triangles and the number of dots, which mean like they want you to say equilateral triangle before dots. Should I say the difference between the number of dots and the equilateral triangle? So that's actually a mistake in writing there. So 2n plus 1 minus 2n minus 1. So this is 2n plus 1 minus 2n plus 1. Negative sign will distribute. So the 2n's cancel, and you get 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. That's the end of that. So we're moving forward. Now into the big boy piece of the paper. So what I could say about that section? The section was a little bizarre. Especially number 6. Number 6 was weird. The entire number 6 was weird. Just kind of a little bit ridiculous in terms of the general vibe of the paper. And this something with number 5 and number 5 had a reversal. So number 5 was a trick question. It was a unique approach to a question. Other than that, the other parts weren't so bad, if my memory serves correct. If my memory serves correct. So let's go through this and see how this looks. Quadratic function, write a function. So we have to complete the square, and look at this. Complete the square, and we have a negative e. So you report the e. You write in this form with the e here. So x squared minus 2x plus 5 and minus 2 x squared, half of that. Let's now make sure we did take out a negative 2 out of this. So minus 2x plus 1 plus 5 minus 2 by 1 plus 5. This is what I added in, so I need to balance it out by adding in 2. And then I will get minus 2. If you use the formula, that's totally fine. Plus 7. You all got this? If you use the formula, h is equal to b on 2a, k is equal to 4ac minus b squared on 4a. Yeah, so h is equal to 4 on 2 by negative 2. So this is minus 1. Why I'm saying is minus 1? I do have minus 1. And k is equal to 4ac, 4 by negative 2 by c 5 minus b squared, 4 squared over 4 by negative 2. Hopefully that gives you 7. Should give you 7. Negative 8, so 56. 16, negative 60, negative 56. Yes, 7. Good. So a table of values for the function is shown below. Insert the missing values in the table above. Well, it's supposed to be a mirrored. So this is negative 1, because this should mirror with that if it's going up the same amount. Yes, it is. And this should be like the, okay, 1. Let's substitute 1 in this. What will I get? Let's substitute 1 in this. This will turn to 0. So I guess get 7. This is the minimum point. So 7. This is the maximum point actually. Yeah. So that's what you should get when you substitute. And using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the graph, I had to draw a graph. That's it. 5 marks. 5 marks to draw a graph. There's the old time days. You know how long they give away 5 marks to draw a graph? 5 marks to draw a graph. What? You better draw the best graph in all your life. That's very rare. That's since 2018. Look back and you'll see. You wouldn't see 5 marks to draw these kind of graphs. Negative 2 to 4. 1 centimeter. Negative 2 to... I need to sketch this. I need to prep. So, it's going up to 7. It's going down to negative 11. We want to go as far back as -2. What is that noise? What is that noise? Yeah, far back as -2 and up to 4. Up to 4. Okay, so I kind of get I should tuck him a little more this way. This way. And the screen kind of flipped now. So 1 centimeter to represent 2 centimeters, 1 unit on the x-axis. So let's do the x-axis first. No, actually, let's not do that. 1 centimeter to represent 2 units. I'm going on to -11. 11, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going up to 5, 7. 1 centimeter, 2 units on the x-axis. Okay. Okay, good. So you don't need to worry about anything. It will be a small looking graph. How big the graph come out? Let's just throw it down here. Let's just throw it down right there. And let's just call this. Do we have to extrapolate anything? Let me just go see. Draw an appropriate line on your graph and use it to estimate the values. Y is equal to 3. So nothing crazy, nothing crazy. All right, good. Well, let's just call this. Was it 1 centimeter is 2 units? Why are you taking so long on this? 1 centimeter to represent 2 units. 1 centimeter, 2 units. Right, good. So put this as 0. -2, -4, -6. I can't count in twos then. -4, -6, -8, -10, -12. Good. 2, 4, 6. They show about the scale by the scale. Not nice. 8, 10, 12. Why? 1 centimeter represents 2 units. Why they use that scale? How high are you going up to? 7? Bad scale. And then 2 centimeters represent 1 unit. And we're going to -2. And we're going to 4. 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, good. Safe. Well, my graph kind of skewed. You're seeing that, I tell you. You're seeing that. I'm trying to follow this line because the graph the page kind of bent up. -1, -2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And now we need what we need. We need to just plot this graph. So this is x graph of, what's the quadratic name? F of x, of f of x. And you write the scale that they give you here, blah, blah, blah. And then you plot this graph. Because I write in the scale because they're giving away 1-star marks here. 1 and 7. 1 went to 7, so let's just do that right there, middle. And 2 and 5. 2 and 5. Why they make him go in betweens, boy? So therefore this will be with the 5 because you know these graphs is mirror. 3 and -1. They really wanted me to do odd numbers all the way, boy. -1. So 0 is also -1. No. -1 is -1. And -11. 4 and -11 should be down here. So this is -2 and -11. Then you draw the line, you really curve. Try and go through all your points neatly. It's a theoretical thing, so it's not like experimental. So you want to go through all your points. And that is you there for your 4 marks. Am I leaving out anything? Scale, grid, blah, blah, blah. 4 marks, boy. How do you think the paper was? The paper so far, it was going easy. It was going good until number 6. I was going not easy, but normal. It's a little harder than normal right now. A little. Draw an appropriate line on your graph and use. So this is the graph f of x, and this function is y equal, or f of x is equal to 3. Did they introduce y or anything like that in this? Because I am just automatically writing y and x. So yeah, this is like your y axis. They have y axis. Good. Y axis and x axis. So good. Great. So yeah, you want to draw the line f of x is equal to 3. That's this line. Hey, I missed that, boy. This should have gone like this. I just corrected myself. So the line f of x is equal to 3 is this line, straight across right there. Only I can't draw the line good because the thing bent. But basically, you want to draw this line, y is equal to 3. And the solutions will be these points. They ask for the solutions, you draw a line and estimate the solutions. Yes, the solutions. So the formula, the format of the paper, this is the last paper that like come in like this whole. There's going to be modules now. It's going to be really weird. The format of the paper, they went on with a bang. Why did they do that? So this hits there. That's 1, 2, 3, 3.5. So 0.35, negative 0.35. This is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it kind of had to be the same distance away. So it would be like this. So if you have negative 0.4, that's good. Negative 0.3 is good. And 2.4 is good, or 2.3. I will have 2.35. Any one of those would work. So x is equal to negative 0.35 or 2.35. Or if you have negative 0.4 and 2.4, that's good as well. Or maybe at 2.3, depending on how your diagram look. That's the end of that. That's your solutions there. F's in the chat for fallen soon here. W's in the chat for anybody who was able to get that out. That was a classic tough question. The diagram below shows quadrilaterals H, P, and N. Quadrilaterals P and N are the images of quadrilaterals H after it has undergone 2 different transformations. So these 2 are the images. What is this? Is this a question 9? Madness. Somebody in CXE really love transformations, boy. And you get any hours and hours of spent on transformation, I tell you. Yesterday we went through a whole bunch of transformation because somebody just love it. Well, you know, this is a translation. This is a slide, glide, whatever you like to call it. And this one definitely rotated. It rotated plenty. It rotated plenty. This went down. So it rotated 90 degrees anti-clockwise. I go with a 90 degrees anti-clockwise. We need to find the centers and things. Describe fully the transformation H to N. So that one is easy. H to N? No, that one is not easy. That one is not easy at all. So that's a rotation. So we get a mark for same rotation. Me get a mark for same rotation. And we need to connect these things. I don't know how good the skew of this is. I need to show you the construction, but this doesn't have a good construction spot. Let's see if I can find back this for you. Let's see what we could do. What we could do, boy. So yeah, boom. And what we wanna do is what we wanna do is come here now. Wait, we gotta connect first. So remember we was doing this yesterday? Anybody else here for the yesterday session? Connect these 2. like that. Sneak this in. Wait, let's do our next connection. Looking good for connecting here. I want a pair that a little more different. Boom, connect these two. And then, who was here for the yesterday's sweat, boy? Bring this in. A little more. Boom. Boom. A little more. Alright, that should be good. I'm change the color so we can negotiate what it is we're doing here. On the next side. Boom. So where this bisector hit, that's the magic, that's the money there. Where this hit with the other bisector, that is. So we're looking good there so far. Maybe it was the, I wasting my time here. It is the origin. It is the origin. I waste my time, man. I can't believe I epically waste my time like this. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Look at time I wasting now, boy. So this is a rotation about the origin. Rotation about the origin. I really doing some fancy maths and thing here for you. You didn't need to do all of that, people. So it's a rotation of 90 degrees anti-clockwise about the origin. That's where you get the max for. But those of you all in the future who watching this, what I was going to do is get the next perpendicular bisector here, and I would have cut through and hit it there, and that's where you find the center of rotation. I mean, if you do that in the paper, 10 points for you, and you just get more marks, but it's visible to see that it's in the origin because of how these coordinates changing from 2, 1 to 1, 2, negative 1, 2. It's not 180, it's 90 degrees. Or if you have 270 degrees clockwise about the origin, that's fine as well. It is not 180 degrees. If it was 180 degrees, it would have looked almost like this would have turned around and look more like, I can't draw the shape too, but something like this. But this line would have been flipped the other way around. Think of if I hold this and I spin this 180 degrees, how it would look. It's not 180, it's 90, it's 90. Let's keep going. Quadrilateral, H and the quadrilateral. This one is less marks because it's just a translation using the vector. And the vector is, it just went across 2 and it went down how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Using the vector 2, -5. Anybody who was here in the yesterday session is supposed to get full marks on this. Although they didn't bring circle terms, fair, they didn't bring circle terms, but that is 3 marks. That is 3 marks. 2 minus 5. Come on. What else? And the grid, draw the quadrilateral H after it undergoes the following 2 more transformations. An enlargement scale factor 2 about the center 0, -1. Somebody just love to it have a trans person. You heard it here first. There's a trans person in CXE who just love transformation. We have a trans in CXE. You have a trans. By trans, I mean somebody who loves transformation. So 0, -1. 0, -1 looks like 0, -1 here. That's the center of enlargement that they're looking at. And they want H to undergo its scale factor 2. Scale factor 2, H. So boom, boom, up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, bang, bang, bang. So this is what your diagram should look like. If you have the guidelines, it's good for you. I kind of just wing it with all the guidelines there. So you prepare your guidelines like this. These lines should be drawn light. Hold on. This should come down here, so see the guidelines save my life there. And that's you there. And what is it? Label it. Label it what? An enlargement. Label this image M. And then they want to do H again. A reflection in line y is equal to negative x. Whoa, that's going to make the graph messy, boy. Oh, y is equal to negative x. That negative sneaky there, boy. Label the image L. L. So y is equal to negative x is a line that runs like this. Y is equal to negative x and not x. So sorry if you use the line y is equal to x. I'm sure some people use that. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. This is the line y is equal to negative x. So if it reflect across this line, 1.5, 1.5, and 1. You could also use the little idea where we reverse this stuff. 1. Yeah. And so you get boom, bang, bang, bing. That's supposed to go straight up like that? Yeah, bing, bing. So that is you there. Now just label this L. Everybody got that one? Is that how it looked? So that's your M and your L. Obviously, you use straight lines, right? Mine kind of little, need a little touch. That's not, I just read in the comments. Okay, so let's keep pumping. The diagram below shows three pillars. So bearings, bearings. 3 pillars, L, M, and N that are located on level ground. N is 12 kilometers and LM is 15 kilometers. L is due west of N. Yes. The bearing of M from N is 219. So I could put in the 219. I could put in the 219, please. 219. 291. Why am I saying 290? 291 degrees. Great. Angle M and L. M and L. So they want this little sliver here. These people in waiting, but they just jump straight at it. Is this a reversal? Why is this seeming so messy? Blessed assurance. The diagram below shows 3 pillars L, M, and N that are located on level ground. Oh, this is level ground. L is due west. Also, this is west. So we know that this was 90. Okay, we know that this is 90. Great. So therefore, this is up to 270 here. So we just say this is 291 minus 270. 291 minus 270, 21 degrees. Cooking. So this is 21 degrees. Well, yeah, 21. They actually angle. If they actually things with bearing, we try to get 3 figures. Length LM. Oh, a classic bearing, boy. The bearing come very nice. Very nice. Classic bearing. Classic bearings. So if you want, you could draw over the shape and use normal numbers here. This is 21. This is your A, B, C. This was 15 and this was 12. And so therefore, A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus, imagine the bearings question being one of the easier questions. Imagine the bearings question being the easier question in the exam. That's crazy. So A squared is equal to 15 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 by 15 by 12 by cos of 21. I like when exams follow the course. It helps for other people to pass, Let the hard questions that are hard be hard, and let the questions that are supposed to be easy. Don't try to make the easy questions hard and the hard questions easy. What are you doing that for? That's right way. 15 squared plus That'd be interesting to see why you designed the exam like this. Like, what is the rationale behind designing the exam like this? Is it that you really want people to fail? 12. I'm trying to write 12 on this calculator, but I don't want it to be great. 12 cos 21 32. Square root of that is smaller. All right. Again, 32.61. Well, 32.91. So again, 32.91104646101, whatever, a squared. So a is equal to the square root of all of that, which is no bother. Trying to mess up my life here. The square root, so this is equal to that. So the square root of that is 5.7. What do you want it? How much significant figures? 5.74? 5.74 feeling right? Yeah, feeling right about 674. Which is meters, kilometers, kilometers. Because this is really small now. This one's small. So like if this is 12, this is like half of that. This should be longer too. They really didn't draw this to scale. This 12 should have been a little longer. All right, yeah, I can agree. I can vibe with that. I can vibe with that. Last question. So the bearings question turned out to be the easiest question, one of the easiest questions in the paper. 3 marks. That is completely insane. The circle terms didn't come, but the transformation, fortunately for my class, we really prepare for this. So this benefit my class. Because I even do a whole thing on my website with transformation. So not having the circle term benefits my class. But we also did revise a lot of circle terms. We do a whole crash course on circle terms. OPQ with vectors OP equal U and OQ is equal to 2V. The point T is position on the line PQ, such that PT, TQ, 3, 2. Derive a simple expression for U and V. There's a ratio. So this is 3 to 2. What I mean? That means this is 3, 1, 2, 3, and this is 2. 5 parts going here. So they try to be a little spicy with this. Not too bad. PQ, well, this is the usual. This is you go down the U, so minus U plus 2V. So that's as straightforward as this get. I hope everybody get his mark. Everybody get his first marks? Everybody get his mark? Let's give him a little second there, right? I don't go and sort out that issue here on YouTube. And there. I had to try and sort out this without freezing my life. I don't know what I'm coming to do here. Get some more emails to put in my ban list. Oh shucks, I hide the wrong person. Hard luck this, Soraya. Oh no, I did hide the right person. Good. Yeah, but we have some shame in the chat. We have some shame here. Shame. Ganesh. Shame boy, Ganesh boy. Big hardback man like you. Writing 6-7 in the people them chat. And all of a sudden you'll never be able to use that email on this channel to write again. Shame. It's just be like one little teenager, you know. Man just, the man just enter secondary school and think it cool to write 6-7 in the chat and like, they don't know it's me. They don't know it's me. I write 6-7. I should find out who it is and publicly. All right. OT, that's 2/3 of the way. Well, it could go U and then 3/3 of the way. So we can go from O to P and add on 3/3, 3/5 of PQ. Agree with me? If I divide P into 5 parts, that's 3/5 of the way. So it's going to be U plus 3/5 of 2V minus U, which is going to be U plus 6V5 minus 3/5 U, which is going to be 6/5 V U minus plus 2/5 U. So that's the answer there. The fractions is where sketch people that I was telling you all yesterday. Okay. And what else? What else? That's it. That's it for vectors. So that wasn't too bad. They didn't give any collinear. I was bracing for collinearity, but they bring the collinear in the earlier question. Naughty. Naughty, naughty, naughty. CXE real naughty, boy. Wow. If you look in the dictionary and under wicked, you see CXE right there. Wicked examples. Caribbean Examination Council. Gosh, boy. Write down in 2x2 matrices that represent the following transmission. You lie. 8008. All right, not too wicked. 3 marks. 3 marks. A reflection in the x-axis. Hey, my class will not be smiling from ear to ear with this one, boy. An enlargement with center and it's followed by, so you want to do the enlargement first. So you put that first, and then you do this one after. And you multiply. So you get 1 by 8 is, yeah, the 8 will end up being there. 0 by that, 0 by that, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. And then the last man standing will be a negative 8, 0, 0. So that is you there. So that's the answer. 4 marks for this? Frightened, trembling. Oh no, 4 marks for everything. 4 marks for everything. 4 marks for everything. So 1, 1, 2. So yeah, this was a real sweet boy class, boy. Transformation matrices is never come this sweet. This is the first and last time you're going to see it come this sweet. 3 marks, my friend. So if you memorize these things, you have it long lock. Long lock. Yeah. The matrix calculated in terms of K and C, the matrix product, more 3 marks. I'm so glad we spent that time on matrices yesterday earlier. That time on matrices was well spent. Well spent. The good thing I didn't spend too long on circle geometry. I tell you I had already do something on circle, not geometry, circle theorems. Good thing because they didn't really bring any circle terms. They might have to keep that knowledge for the paper 1 and then there's just be 1 or 2 little small terms they're supposed to push out. 6K plus C, 4 of that letter plus 2C, and then 6 plus minus 6, and then 4 minus 12. So we can simplify this a little more. So you have 6K plus C, and 4 of the K's plus 2C, and then 0, and then negative 8. That is you there. The matrix question was sweet. It was sweet. And represents the transformation of an enlargement to the center followed by reflection. I cannot believe they bring back this. Only they saying that this is equal. Whoa, this matrix question is sweet too bad. Boy. This is the sweetest question on the paper. I hope all you score the marks in this. They're saying that those two things are equal to each other, equivalent matrices. So they're saying 6K plus C, 0, 4K plus 2C, negative 8, supposed to be the same as 8008, negative 8. You know what I do? I just confirm that you're doing the right thing because these two line up now. Love this. So matrix person, you're still living your life righteous. Go and talk to measurement man. Go and talk to circle theorem man. They're not living righteously. They're living in sin. 6K plus T is equal to 8, and 4 of that letter plus 2C is equal to 0. Multiply so equation 1, equation 2. Do they want us to use a matrix method? No. Equation 1, equation 2. Equation 3 would be equation 1 times 2. So you get 12K plus 2C is equal to 16. and we subtract. Let's subtract this way. So 12 minus 4 is 8k, is equal to 16k is equal to 16 divided by 8, which is 2. And substitute k equal to in equation 1 or equation 2, whatever I feel. So 6 by 2 plus c is equal to 8. So c is equal to 8 minus 12. C is equal to -4. So those are your two answers right there. Niceness. The major C's was love and blessings. Love and blessings it was. 6k, just double check, 6. Yeah, 6k, so 6 by 2 minus 4 is 8. And 4 by 4, 16. No, 4 by 2, 8, and 2 by 4, 8, and the minus, I guess you're right. Good. Yeah, boy. And that brings us to the end of the paper. End of test. If you had to write that extra space. All right, so let's do the quick roundup review. My other thing. So we're going to do a quick review of all the questions here in terms of how it was. Question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, question 5, question 6, question 7, and question 8, question 9, question 10. So we can start with question 10, easy, nice, joy. That was good. Easy, nice, joy. Once you revised, circle terms, not circle terms, matrix transformation, you was going and smoke this question. Question 9 is a what was that? What was that? And okay, transformation. So if you revise transformation, you would be smiling. If you had normal transformation down like the droids and thing, which we went over and over, you'd be good. But it's still a what was that? The bearings was nice. Bearings was nice though. This was nice though. This was usual, like normal. I don't think I have any complaints about question 8. Question 8 was a like normal question. High level of difficulty, I must say. But that's usually be the case for question 8, right? So question 10 was nice. This was a little crazy. Yeah, but because it had no circle geometry. Question 8 was this, which has the reverse version, the minus a. So it's not too bad, but it's still difficult if you have never done it before. Like normal. Hard. But that is like normal, right? The bearings here was nice though. And it's worth noting that we had no circle terms here. No circle terms. Okay, question 7. Question 7 was nice. The usual. That was nice. Question 6 was absolutely bonkers. Question 6 was the most unorthodox. This is a question 1 in a question 6. Where is shapes? Solids. Where are you guys? So that's really weird. Question 5. This was the most weird question from a teacher point of view. To me, this is the most weird question. Ratios, bro? Ratios? Really? Measurement man? You are still disappointed in you in measurement man. Question 5 was tricky. Yeah, question 5 was tricky, but not harder than usual. So I would put this as usual. And there's some tricks. You have to go backwards. In this. This was particularly tricky. This part here. This mean of group data. Remember I told you all that coming. It might come even tougher than usual. Mean of group data. That was tough. Mingalai. So number four, what's number 4, boy? Gradient, and number 4 was easy. Number 4 is easy except B. Easy except collinear is a time waster. Time waster, because most people don't know about how, wouldn't be able to attach the word collinear to how you're supposed to solve the question. So question 4 is a little traumatic. Question 3. Question 3 was usual. They just went a little hard. So this was usual, slight hard. This was hard, but it wasn't out at the normal. There's a repeat. Repeated idea. And question 1, question 1 was easy. Question 1 was easy, but they need to easy with the percentage increase. The percentage increase trick. Easy, and once again, no real consumer arithmetic. No real consumer arithmetic, which is a problem. So that's my review of the paper. In general, not one of the best papers. There was some paper I rated really nice the other day. Was it last year? Made you? Some paper I rated nice. I think it was a CSEC Maths paper. This is not good testing. Not good testing. From my point of view, I'm the largest subscribed to channel for maths. I probably do more maths than the average person where CXC is concerned, than most persons, if not nearly everybody. It's my job. Every day I'm in maths, CXC Maths, and I don't like this exam. I get rated out of 10. If I need to get the exam rating, this exam is about a 6 out of 10. Could be much better. You need to learn from some of the other exams like GCE and SAT on better testing methods. But who am I? I'm just me. Who am I to make all these ratings? These people, this is their job, right? But yeah, the exam sucks, man. The exam is bad. The exam is bad. They can do better. So, all right, people. And I'm not talking about difficulty when I read the exam. I'm just talking about like how it's testing the students, the pedagogy, the vibe of the exam. These are my comments on it. Or you could quote me on that. As usual, if any, I just did this off of the top of my head. I didn't do anything before, not a single thing. So if there's any mistakes, usually I don't make any mistakes in these solutions when I do them. There was a year I made a mistake. I just write it in the comments. I'll just write it in the comments. And so I want to show you all something. Hang on, let me show you this. We are going to drill. We're going to drill them question 1s, my friend. So if you go on Tools, and right here in Cohen Springer page online, this is live. And you go on Tools, you'll see multiple choice practice. Click that study tool. Notice there are 9 papers here now. It started off with just 1. And one of them is CSEC Maths, 513 CSEC paper 1. So these styled questions can pick the topics that you're weak in. You can pick algebra and just start practicing, or you can select all and just go endless and learn every single question in the bank. So I will very likely schedule a crash course where I go through every one of these questions. It may just be for student Hobarians though. So we'll see. I might do it free for everybody. These days, everything free right now. Everything free, everything nice. So if you pick something wrong, it will tell you why it's wrong in Cohen Springer words. If you pick something right, let me get the next one right. As you see, by the way, these are CXC styled. Just know these things legit. So I need to add 5 and 2x plus 3. So I'm going to pick this, and it will show you why add the exponents when multiplying their bases. So you add it up and then get the correct answer. Mash up that, right? The web page is www.kerwinspringer.com. Grind this. If you do badly in the paper too, your paper one going to have to save you. Do every last one of these questions. That's it. This is the entire bank. Don't ask no questions. Just mash up all. Mash up all. All you understand what I'm saying? And you might as well test out all of these as well. Might as well test out all of these questions. If you're doing chemistry, IT. So I'm trying to bring in some more. I'm bring in some of these subjects that are not strong in like POA and econ and stuff like that. By the time multiple choice reach around, I should have a couple keep in here, maybe like 6 to 9 more subjects in here. By the time those of you watching this next year, I may have like about 20 plus subjects here. Most of the popular subjects. Yeah, boy. Love and blessings. Press like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Hope the exam was nice for you. Sorry if I had to be the messenger of bad news with the solutions. It's my job. It's my job. Later, people. We can see all around any multiple choice for paper one. And those of you all who got full marks, if you feel like you get full marks and you're in my class, let me know. I need a merit list with full marks. I need a merit list with full marks this exam season 2. Later. Yeah, bye, Shivish. So if your quadratic passed you all the points, will you lose marks on the graph? Like it didn't pass you all the points? Or the graph a little shaky? Like nothing to worry about. Don't worry about that. We can never know. But if you draw the quadratic good enough, fine. Yeah, man. Bye, Mr. Edits. Yeah, JC. Another story, and I'm in story mode right now, boy. If you miss the whole paper too, no. If you don't do a paper, they fail you. If you don't do a paper, they fail you. You passing. Later, boy, crows, boy. Sajida, bye. Nice. Yes, sir, hold it on. Yeah, boy, Captain Skelly. All right, it's time to roll out.